So hello, everybody. Y'all know what time it is. It is every first and third Thursdays, right here with your girl, Jabrina Speaks, in the chat box. My pain, my progress, my purpose. And so as you come on in, let us know that you're watching. We want you to go ahead and hit the share button because we are about to start this chat in the chat box with me on tonight. I'm super excited to have this amazing woman, y'all. I would call her a serial entrepreneur with a real 9 to 5, but a serial entrepreneur, my sister. I am so blessed to have this woman in the house on tonight. Y'all say good evening to Miss Tan, billionaire Miss Tan. Hey,
Tan. Hey, girl.
Listen, I feel like this conversation is going to be great. Good evening. Listen, ladies, while you are coming in, go ahead and hit that share button because I have a feeling tonight is going to bless someone. And so it is every first and Thursdays. My name is Jabrina Speaks, and I am your host for the chat box. And tonight I have my sister. I almost want to say my sister in rhyme, but we ain't rhyming, but I was but my sister in business. Absolutely. She is definitely that. She is a motivator. She is an educator. She is an entrepreneur. She works for the education, in education. And so, when I say that, I don't mean just with adults. I mean with children, y'all, as well. And so this amazing woman of God is with me in the chat box. Hey, Miss Tammy, how you doing? Hey, Keith, how are you? Hey, Natasha, how you doing? Listen, y'all, tonight is going to be real good. Because it is going to be very transparent of what my sister going to share. So, Tan, how are you?
Oh, I am absolutely amazing now. I
am. Listen, I feel like I'm talking to me right now because you got this bob going on. And
girl, we doing this bob.
Listen, and then wait. And you know, chocolate is just like it in the moment. And honey, so they got two chocolate sisters on this night.
Oh goodness.
So how are you on today?
Listen, girl, I'm amazing. You know, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. And I'm excited.
More time. Just say that one more time. If the enemy thought he had you, I want you to repeat. You are what?
Baby, blessed and highly favored. You understand? And I say that with confidence and posture.
Listen, with all due respect,
highly, yes, definitely, girl, definitely. But I'm amazing, Jabrina, and I'm glad to be here to share my story and or testimony. Because if I can be an anchor or a crutch or a outlet for somebody, then definitely, I would love to be that. Hello, guys.
So, Tan, can you tell the audience just a little bit about yourself before we start this chat?
Oh, sure. Of course, girl. Listen, and you got to stop me when you need me to stop because, you know, a Tan can talk, you know. But like you say, girl, this is a conversation, a conversation with the people. But yes, my name is Tan Billionaire, which is my stage name. Of course, that's not my birth name. But
honey, God gave you a new name. He gave you some new stuff to do. So he changed your name.
And I'm speaking things into existence. I'm speaking things into existence, you know?
Absolutely.
But guys, listen, I pride myself, Jabrina, on being a career woman in the AM and a businesswoman in the PM, right? And I say that because I have a career, and I know I can relate to a lot of people because a lot of women who have careers, you know, are really interested in being entrepreneurs, you know, so I'm always that little gateway to help them understand how to balance. But of course, I'm divorced. I was married. I have a daughter, a beautiful 15-year-old daughter. The guys only got one child who's still asking me for another baby.
I don't know if sister's gonna get that.
Listen, baby, mama over the hill, it's just a done deal. But again, a lot of people look at me as a motivator or a mentor. I don't like to use the word coach because I'm not a coach, and not because I feel like I'm still getting things together. But again, I am an entrepreneur, so I do run a business. And then I do have my 9 to 5 in the morning, or in the daytime rather. I was an educator for about 10 years, and I came out of the classroom and started coaching and mentoring teachers, and that's what I'm doing right now. I love what I do. But I do have a passion for entrepreneurship. So what I've really figured out is, and starting to create, is a way to do what I love to do within my career, which is educate and also business. So let me merge teaching, business, so that way I'm doing what I really, really, truly love to do. And it took me a while to figure that out. It's like, how can I balance? Because I have a career, I have a degree. I'm doing something over here. So how do I balance, career and / entrepreneurship? So
that's when God changed your name to 10 Billionaire. It made it all work for you good,
all
right?
meshed together, definitely.
So to anybody that's working a 9 to 5 and still trying to figure out, how do I add this entrepreneurship in this schedule? This conversation is definitely for you. But you're looking at 2 women, but tonight is Tan's night that's doing all of that. And so if you want to know what it looks like, reach out to her. She'll tell you. Okay?
Definitely. What it looks like.
So as we begin to start this conversation on tonight, I'm sure many of you can agree with that. Some part of your life you have felt some type of pain, something that has made you cry, something that has made you say ouch, something that has made you feel uncomfortable, something that has made you possibly question life. Like, why am I going through this pain? Or why am I going through so much pain? And so tonight I'm going to ask Miss Tan, please tell the audience of a time, or maybe times, you have had to endure pain.
Yes. It's time for me to tell my story. And I've spoken about this before, but I don't speak about it a lot, right? And the reason being is because everybody sees me as being a strong woman.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Girl, listen.
Tread lightly on that.
You understand?
You know what? I'm bringing you back for that conversation. But go ahead.
And because I present to be strong, or very independent, people don't feel like I have or endure pain, or don't even realize sometimes I don't have an outlet, because I'm the one that everybody's coming to. You see what I'm saying? And so, and that is the most difficult time to be going through pain, when you feel like you are alone, because you are looked at as somebody who has it all together. I got it. I'm strong. I'm built of steel, and I'm not. I'm human, And there were 2 incidents, Jabrina, where I've been really, really, really hurt. One of them almost caused me to commit suicide. And people don't know that. You understand? And then the other one was the loss of my dad, which was recently. You see? And so and all of this was while I was, I'm a quote unquote a woman of influence, somebody that people, followed or allowed to motivate or shape and mold them and give them that was, I'm Tan Billionaire, but I'm going through these things, and people calling me, for advice and for help, but I can't give them because my cup was empty. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so I remember one. I'm gonna talk about both of them because I think it might help somebody. I was a part of a business, and the business went bad, and so people, faulted me because the business went bad, and it was a lot of people that just because our deals went bad, they felt like I had ruined their lives. And, it was so many daggers at me, Jabrina. Oh my goodness, girl, it was crazy. And let me tell you something. I had money in the bank, a bunch of it. I had a good job, a career rather. I had a loving daughter. I had a loving mother and father. I had a loving family. I had people around me that cared. But I was on the verge of jumping off my balcony. So you would think, so people one would think, well, if you had all of that, why were you?
Why do you do it? Why did the thought raise? If you had everything I want.
Yeah. So where's your mindset, girl? What's wrong with you, Jabrina? I wasn't eating. I wasn't bathing. I wasn't talking to people. I wasn't grooming myself. And if you know me well. I'm gonna keep myself up. I'm going to be a very sociable person. But at that time, and this was in 21, right? Well, no, 2020 going into 21, right? The end of 2020. And I remember I had some friend guys, two guys that, I really confide in, and I called them my friends. They would come to my house and try to console me, and they would try to bring me food and make sure I eat. Jabrina, I didn't want to eat, girl. I was this big, right?
Wow.
And I remember one particular day, I was praying now, because I'm a praying woman. I pray out your shoes, but I'm praying, but and it was something. It just wasn't, things were like, I'm like, what is going on? Look and seek the therapist. I'm talking, and I definitely, condone sitting on the couch and talking to a therapist and seeking help. And talking through your problems and your pain. But at that particular time,
God created them. But go ahead.
Yeah, God created them. Yeah, but at that time, Jabrina, the therapist wasn't working, right? So, but let me. And I want you to follow me with this one, because I was praying, but I wasn't praying right. And the reason why I say that is because, Lord, just help me get through this. God, battle me. But I was sitting in my house one day, and I opened up my sliding doors, and I have a balcony. And I was standing at the balcony. I just opened up my slide doors, and I was looking over the balcony, and I said, if I jump, all my problems will go away. Girl, that was I was like, if I jump, all of my problems will go away. I ain't got to worry about none of this anymore. I'll be set free if I just jump. I got enough money. My daughter will be okay. My mama can take care of my child. My daddy can be there with them. All of these things was in my mind. And Sabrina, and I sat there, hot, sweaty, hadn't took a shower, just sitting there. And Jabrina, it was a hot day. Wow. And girl, I'm sitting there and I'm just crying and I'm just having a pity party. And out of nowhere, girl, it was like the trees started blowing and leaves started moving all on the patio. And I'm like, and it made me hold my head up.
Jesus.
And when I held my head up, it just was like, my chest got, bigger, my head and my chin came up, and I'm like, what? And I just got up and I just started crying. I just started crying and I just started praying. And I went in my closet, Jabrina. I ain't never prayed like this before. Girl, I was praying so hard. And I was like, God, forgive me for these thoughts. I had to let it all out. And I was just praying and I was just praying and I was just praying. And I was like, and what happened was all of this at the same time, I got people calling me. Tan, I need advice. Tan, I need help. Tan, what do I do this? And I'm like, God, my cup is empty. How can I fill somebody else's cup up? Why are you taking me through? God, and listen, I will never question God again. You understand? But Jabrina, it wasn't until I got on my knees and I had a real conversation with my Lord and my Jesus. You understand? And I had to pray 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 my way. I'm talking about Jabrina. I was so wet, and when I tell I had a time with God that day, but after I finished talking to my God,
Jesus,
when I tell you, I felt so much relief. At the end of the day, God, is in your hands. It's in your control. And I know you haven't brought me this far for me to just end it like that. I know.
Listen, you talk about the tree. I'm over here rocking because you talk about the trees and the leaves.
Girl,
listen.
Was
the spirit coming.
Honey, you understand? God was like,
Wow.
I ain't through with you. Girl, don't you even. And but the
Jesus.
start and again, me being, very sociable and me being an outgoing person and me having a great childhood,
Yeah.
I never understood why would somebody want to take their own lives. But now
Mhm.
I was on the other side of the spectrum. So now I see, okay, I see what these people going through. You know what? Hold up, God, what? And I feel like everything is all together. But then why am I having these thoughts? Why do I want everything to be over? But I knew at that very moment when them trees started blowing, God was like, baby, listen, come talk to me.
I never left you nor forsake you.
Yeah,
All I
exactly.
needed was you was to give me the ugly praise.
That's
All I
right.
needed was that purity. All
Yes,
I needed was that humbleness. All I
right.
needed was a pure heart. Because at
Yes,
that moment, I know you need me. You
Lord.
can call on nobody else, even if you wanted to.
Wanted to. You understand? It wasn't no therapist, wasn't no mama, wasn't no daddy, wasn't no friend, wasn't no best. I needed him at that very moment.
My
I
God,
needed him.
thank God he didn't
But
allow you to die in the mess.
girl, and Sabrina, I tell when I talk to people and I tell people, when they try to judge a book by its cover, you don't know. You don't know what pain is. You don't know what people go through. You don't know. But baby, all I can offer you is an opportunity in God. Because
Jesus.
right now, I know who saved me. I know why I'm here. You know what I mean? So that's all I can offer you right now. I can offer you some advice and I can offer you some help. But guess where it's going to come from? Because God is always in the midst of every single thing that I do and touch.
Say
I
it
pray about that
again.
every single morning. Always in the midst. So if you ain't looking for God, then you might not want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Because all the credit goes to him. It created a whole different culture for me. So I have my morning alone time with God. Because Sabrina, he saved me. You
Jesus.
understand? I know when it's time for me to stop and spend some time with God. I know what it means to sit down and learn my word and study my word. God, I wasn't giving you the time. All I was doing was living and doing my thing. And I thought I was 10 billionaire. God brought me all the way down. Baby,
Jesus.
it's me. You understand? And I knew better. And so at that moment, Jabrina, I just felt like I got to look at things differently. I got to move a little bit different because I know God got me here for a reason. People not per se need me, but they need me. God always, because every time I'm dealing with somebody or helping somebody or coaching somebody, whether it's an experience that I've been through or not, I'm always led to give them some great advice, whether I've been through it or not, So, and I know that ain't nothing but God, And like I said,
That's how I am. People like how I'm like, girl, I know
it ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't me. It's definitely not me.
Jesus.
But I that was one time in my life, that I knew I had purpose. I had
Yes.
meaning. I needed to be here.
Come
I needed
on.
to. I know my ministry is something. I can't figure it out quite yet, but I know it's
Come
God. I'm just
on.
gonna keep doing whatever He leads me to do because right now I know I need to be right here. I know I'm needed somewhere. Somewhere somebody need me somewhere. Whether it be right
Absolutely.
here on this line.
That's why the wind began to blow.
Right.
That's why the trees. That's why right there to remind you of who he created you to be. And though
Exactly.
you may not have understood it at that moment, God said, "I refuse to let you ain't going out like that.
No, not like that.
Not
No,
like that."
I couldn't understand it. I said, well, God, my cup empty. What am I going to tell? What can I do? Why they calling me right now? Jabrina, I walked away from a job and everything. All I wanted to do was be in the house and just be in my sorrow. Like I didn't want to do anything, but God had to bring me out of that.
The enemy thought he had to knock you down.
He did. He did.
But he didn't realize that there was like the referee when they boxing, and they were saying 10 and they count. He knew by the time he got he knew when he thought.
Right.
Oh, it's almost over. We had what?
Honey, you understand? And so, but the thing about it is, and I've had some dark moments in my life, and where I've lost everything financially. I went through a divorce, but I was still 10 billion. I was still, who I felt like I was, and nothing never ever broke me until that. That was the first time I felt like I was broken.
Wow.
And so but when God showed me a new way of thinking and a new way of being, and showing me purpose, and showing me that I needed to build a relationship with him, because he's the one that I needed to depend on. And it kind of brought a new light for 10 billion. You understand? It brought a whole new light and outlook for me. And then the second incident, a situation, and because you and I talked about it and everything. I lost my dad. And if you know me and you know me well, I'm a daddy's girl, and this was just this year now, guys. My dad he was diagnosed with dementia, and I'm talking about in probably 30 days, 60 days flat, he went from 10 to 1,000. And so I just saw my dad turn into this different person, and that's something that definitely needs to be talked about, dementia, because I don't know if we talk about it enough in our community. But I had to learn and research as much as I could about dementia. I had to be a caretaker. I had to take everything that I had in the bank to make sure my dad was provided care. My whole entire schedule was chopped up because I needed to be with my mom to make sure we're taking care of my dad. So my life flipped. Business was booming. My clients coming. I'm shipping stuff all across the world, and then boom, here we go. Daddy done got sick, and I gotta take care of my dad. I have to take care of my dad, because I know what my dad had done for me.
Right.
Make a long story short, my dad had to, because he had one of the worst cases of dementia, we had to seek other help, which was a facility. And Jabrina, I remember one day, my daughter and I, one Sunday, we got up, and my daughter was like, "Well, mommy, can you take me to get my nails done?" And mind you, now I'm doing a lot of stuff for my dad, so I wasn't spending a lot of time with my daughter. And so, because everything had changed,
right? And
I said, "Well, you know what, baby? Yeah, let's go do that. Then after we finish, we'll go see daddy, because she called my dad. And because it had gotten late and I needed to go, I had to go to work the next day. I was like, "No, like, we ain't gonna worry about it. Not today. We'll go see him next weekend." And Jabrina, that day I was beating myself up about it. I was beating myself up about it because that following Friday, my dad passed. The following Friday. And I was supposed to go see my dad that Sunday. You understand? And then I had been trying to find resources on how I can bring my dad home so he can spend time with me. And but I live in a townhome, so I have stairs. So they was advising against it. I was fighting the people, but I was going through all of it. It was like I was going through a lot of stuff. I'm like, if I just moved a little bit faster, my daddy would have been home with me. My dad would be alive. Or if I just pushed my behind and went to go see my daddy, he probably felt like he didn't have nobody because I hadn't witnessed it. All these things were beating me up, and I was at work, and I was standing in my office, and my principal came, and she was talking to me, and I'm like, she kind of acting weird, acting strange, and I'm like, you coming to check on me? Yeah, everything good. Oh, okay, this weird conversation. And so and my phone was ringing. I'm looking at my Apple Watch. My phone is ringing. She's looking at my watch. She knew, but I didn't. It was 2:20. My daughter's father called me, and I answered the phone, and I said to him, I said, "It's 2:20. Why are you calling me? I'm at work. What time you getting off?" I'm like, "It's 2:20. I don't get off until 3:15." And he was like, "Well, what time is Zian getting out of school?" That's my daughter's name. And I said to him, "It's 2:20. What do you And he was like, "What, are you gonna come straight home?" And when he said that, I just stopped. And I said, "No, don't tell me that."
Did it go out 10? 10? Guys, I think her phone. Oh, there you are. I think you're
Okay.
Okay, you
I
back.
don't know what that
Okay,
was. That was kind of weird.
right.
Okay.
It was like stop right there.
And
it,
so
it's breaking up now, 10. Hold on. I think it's breaking up
that's
now.
weird.
You got it?
Is that better?
Yes. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Okay.
Okay. And so I'm saying no. What why you what you want? What you mean? What were you talking about? What you know? And I'm like, he wouldn't say it. He couldn't say it. And I just said, no, Ron, no. And I just screamed to the top of my lungs, and I fell to my. I remember looking at the clock, Jabrina. It was 2:20. I just grabbed my purse and my bag, and I just ran. And as I was running down the hallway, my principal was walking in the same direction, walking towards me. And I said, he's gone. And I just fell to my knees. And she got me on the elevator. She was like, come on, Carr. Come on, Carr. She got me on the elevator. She took me downstairs. And I was like, he gone. I didn't see him. And it's been 5 days. It's been 7 days. I haven't seen him. And he's gone. And I went ballistic.
And it's so amazing because I didn't know this part of your story. I know we just talked because, of course, I lost my dad.
Right.
But it's so funny now listening to it, and not hilarious, but just how we use this that saying is because it's almost like similar stories almost. And the reason I'm saying that, and of course you never said it,
right?
Because I spoke to my dad that Thursday night, and I said, "Well, I didn't come down tonight. I'll see you tomorrow."
Right.
But when tomorrow came, tomorrow was too late. And I remember them when they didn't pronounce him dead at the home, but I can see by the time my mom, you know that call, when you get a certain the voices, it's just like something isn't right.
Is right.
My mom called. She said, "Y'all hurry up and get here." I already knew. It was like the spirit already told me what was happening. When I got to the house, his body was lifeless. I was like, but God, if you go, and I would never forget when we got to the hospital, I ran behind a garbage can and I said, God, prepare me for what's getting ready to happen next. If you bring him back, he's meant to be here. And if you don't, he's meant to be gone. And when they came out and they said, the pronouncing, I ran down the hallway. That's why I'm listening to your story. To my aunt, which is his sister, and my mom's sister in the hospital waiting room, and I did the same thing you did. He gone. They say he gone, and they said my aunt was telling me it was like I reminded her of me being a little girl. It was like the little girl in me came out when I came out the hallway to say he's gone. Like they say he gone, and so to hear your story now, I'm like, and this is why God had us connected,
right? Yep.
Wow.
And that's the thing, and it's like, once when all of that happened, everything was kind of going so fast, and so I immediately left work, and I told the funeral home, how they go and get the body. I told them, don't take him. I have to see my dad. And so I drove, actually my daughter's father drove me down there. And when he drove me down there, Jabrina, that was the longest ride in the world. I'm about to go to Orlando, and it felt like I was driving to New York. That was the longest ride ever. And when I got in there and I walked, and I was getting ready to walk in the room, I was expecting my dad to look, not so pleasant. And when I walked in there, Jabrina, my dad looked like he was 25 years old. And he was just laying there with a smile. So I couldn't cry immediately because I was like, Daddy.
We didn't either. I was laughing, joking. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm thinking like, this daddy? And I just went and I just got on my knees and I just was kissing my daddy and just kissing his cold, lifeless body, Jabrina. Wow. Let me tell you something. And the thing about it is, I had a conversation with somebody and I said, a lot of people can't relate to me. And I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but there's a few people that in my circle can't relate to me because they didn't have a relationship with their father.
Yeah.
And it's the crazy part, because it's people just felt like, hey, okay, let's go back to normal. No, it can't, it's not gonna work like that.
No.
And Jabrina, after my dad was gone, girl, let me tell you, and that night he died, everybody came to my mom's house and everybody was laughing and talking and eating and all of this. I couldn't take it. I had to walk in the room. I'm like, what they laughing about?
Wow.
Ain't nothing funny, you know. And I just took a shirt out of my dad's closet and I just went home. And when I got home, I showered. I laid his shirt in the bed with me, and I just laid up. And so I turned the fan on. I can't sleep without a fan, so I turned the fan on and I just tried to rock myself to sleep. And as I'm laying there, the fan have a tower fan, and when I'm laying there, and the fan just went, the notch went down, the pressure of the fan went down, and I looked at my fan and I'm like, well, I ain't turn it down, and then it went back up. So I looked back again, and so I'm
already,
like,
Daddy.
So I'm laying there. So I got up and I turned the fan back up, and I'm like. So I lay back down and I'm just, laying there rocking, trying to figure out, making all this make sense. And the fan went off. Jabrina, I said, Daddy, if that's you, I ain't ready for this. Daddy, if that's you, wait a minute.
I miss you, but I don't know.
I ain't ready. They ain't ready right now. Just hold on. Just let me.
Give me one more second, Lord. Let me think about what I was saying earlier.
Digest it. Don't play with the fan right now. Damn, distraught right now. Don't play. Girl, I turned every light on in the house, and I just got up, and I just was like, I called my daughter's dad again, because him and I have a really good relationship. I said, I don't care what you're doing. If you're on a date, I don't care where you at. I need you to my house right now. My fan doing this crazy stuff.
Wow.
But shortly after that, Jabrina, everybody went on with life.
Yeah. And
I now have a newfound etiquette and respect for people who are dealing with death that close, because every time I came around people at that week, all they would say to me was, Tan, you strong. Tan, you got to be strong for your mom.
I don't want to be strong.
Tan, you got to be strong for your daughter. Yeah. Tan, you got this. Tan, you know what your daddy will want you to do. Tan, but nobody, y'all forgot. I was his black baby. I was his black. That was my daddy. Who gonna be strong for me? My daughter, I love my daughter. And my daddy had a very close relationship with my daughter. But my daughter still got her daddy. You understand? And yes, that was my mother's husband. Yes. But me and my daddy was like this.
Yes. And that's how my mom felt, because her dad is still living. My grandfather's still at 85. See? And so she said, I don't know what it is to lose a father. I know what it is to lose a husband. Right. And so, and again, like you and I know, so quickly, so unexpected, boom, like, wait a second. Like, I just talked to you yesterday and you gone. That doesn't make sense to me. So I that's why when it happened, I'm like, I know, listen. And so, like you said, I don't say I know what it feels like unless I've actually walked down that road. Exactly. And so it was certain things I didn't want to hear. I don't want to. I'm sorry for you. I ain't being funny. Don't be sorry. Like, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
That is something I don't say anymore, because I knew what I felt like when I heard it. I'm like, what are you sorry for? Like, thank you, but I mean, that's not what I want to do.
Just right. It's a different, you learned, and that was the thing. I'm like, I'll never tell somebody, oh, just be strong, because you don't know how people are dealing with that. Right. And the reason I'm saying that, because it set me back so far, Jabrina, and all because in my mind, people wanted me to be strong. In my mind, people wanted me to, be, just turn into this superwoman for my family, because my dad was no longer here. And I didn't have the time, I didn't know how to grieve. I didn't know, because I'm trying to not cry, because I'm trying to make everything go back, but I didn't have that time to grieve. And that after it started to, it was probably maybe like 3 weeks after Daddy left or died or passed away, it started to really hit me. Jabrina, I gained so much weight. Girl, I was sitting in my house. All I did was eat. I call myself what's it called? A social introvert, because I'm sociable and I know a lot of people and a lot of people know me, but I could be by myself. But baby, I turned into a full-blown introvert, and I didn't want to do my business. And even I mean, Jabrina, when I tell you, it was crazy. Like, I'm just snap, and then when I tell you I'm just snapping back, I'm snapping. I'm just snapping back. That's why I was like, yeah, I gotta tell my story. And let me tell you what the reason why I snapped back, because I know I'm gonna tell you why I'm up my purpose. A young lady called me and she said, Tan, you've been very absent on social media. You will post here and there, but it's just something about your post. You seem absent. You don't seem here. And I said, yeah, baby girl, I post a little bit here and there to seem relevant, but I'm in pain. I'm in some real serious pain. And she was like, is it about your dad? I say, girl, you don't even understand. I lost my daddy. That was my and so I didn't. And so she was like, wow. She was like, but Tan, sometimes I depend on your post. I depend. I wake up to see what you gonna say, or I be looking forward to you saying something positive under my pictures. This a young lady who I haven't seen in years.
Wow.
And I was tearing up on the phone because I'm like, Tan, you doing it again. Like, what are you doing? You know your purpose. What are you doing? Your daddy.
But it's so good that God will send somebody to remind you of who he called you to be.
Exactly. That's it.
Even when you're questioning it.
Yeah.
Even when you're possibly trying to run away from it. He said, I formed you in your mother's womb.
Right.
And so I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord.
Exactly.
Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. So even when you're in your fault or not wanting to be, hey, I need you to, you be like, God, Lord, you really? And it's such a blessing to be in the presence and the knowing that God still have you on his mind.
Absolutely.
Because there's some people that sit around and pray that God will send a call. But there's other people that have got they got seed prayers in the ground that God can pick up and say, no. Because see, you've been praying for a long time.
Right.
And so now your grandmother's prayers is carrying you.
Exactly.
Now your mama prayers are carrying you. And now I've heard your cry. And so because I've heard your cry, I'm going to remind you of who you are. Exactly. So it's a blessing to know that even in your pain, even in you trying to figure out what's going on, God will send somebody down your road, down your aisle, down your street, by your desk, and remind you of why he created you for such a time.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. It was just like, and then it was maybe a few days later, another girl called. And she was like, Tan, what's up? What's going on? Where you been? Where you at? Why you hiding? What's up? And I was like, you know what, God? Okay, it's time for me to get up. It's time for me to get up. It's time for me to get up.
And somebody wrote, I can't see who it is right now, but it says, I felt that too because I just love your energy on IG. And I'm that lady. I know when I see your post, I will be encouraged and or empowered. Come on, somebody. Come on. So even if you had to be reminded tonight, God has reminded you that he has called you for such a time as this. Even with all hell breaking loose, we had a conversation before we got live. And so it is a blessing that God will just now will remind you of who he called you to be.
Right.
Even in this season of possibly uncertainties of what's going on. Yeah. Even if you're still trying to figure out, well, I was supposed to be here, but I got to do a live. And God is saying, I needed you to share this story because there's somebody that needed to hear your story on tonight.
Exactly.
The Bible tells us that we overcome by the words of our testimony. And
Amen.
so because God is giving you not one testimony, not two testimonies, but multiple testimonies for you to save somebody else.
I'm so full right now. You don't even understand.
Wow.
And it's like, and not to say that I'm running from whatever the ministry is and how God wants to use me, but it's almost like, God, I'm tired. I can't take no more. But he always puts me in the forefront. And you're not tired. You got to do this. And it's like people depending on me to be their strength. People depending on me to be their advice. And that's a lot of pressure, Jabrina. I don't know if you know. And you know. Shoes, it's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Little 5'1",
it's a lot because nobody really understands what you go through.
Right.
And so I tell people the assignment is heavy.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad, but it's heavy because you have to search you, and then God is sending you to help other people. Absolutely. And then there's times that you're looking around and saying, but okay, God, from the natural standpoint, you may say, well, where's my help coming from? And then God has to remind you, I am your help. That's why I tell people everything that I do has nothing to do with me. If it was on Jabrina's strength, honey, this live wouldn't even be going on right now.
You understand?
But because I know Philippians 4:13 tells me that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, that lets me know that even on my weekdays, God will give me what I need. Yeah. Even when I want to crawl in my bed and not want to deal with people, God gonna give me what I need. Even when I want to say, God, these people are not understanding what you really got me doing. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you get what you need because you're doing my business.
That's right.
And so that's all that it is for you on tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna make, even when you wanted to jump, even when you wanted to commit suicide, you said you felt the wind blow. You say you saw the trees and the leaves move. So that was the spirit at that moment saying, time's up. It's time for you to get back. It's time for me to revive you again.
Right.
Like the song says, revive me again. And so that AED machine that they put on people that to revive and
that's what that was.
That's what that was. He blew in your nostrils, in your mouth, in your ears, in your nose to remind you of who he has called 10 billionaire to be.
That's right.
He didn't give you the name to sit on it. He gave you the name so people would trust him. Because with you sharing your story tonight, with you sharing your story overall, guess what it's doing for somebody else? For the person that may be sitting on their balcony trying to figure out, God, I don't want to do this no more. They'll hear this story.
They'll hear this
person
story.
That's saying, I lost my dad. I don't like the way this feels. I don't know what I'm going to do, because my thing was always, I don't know what I'm going to do when my daddy died until he died.
Exactly.
And I hear God say, you going to live and you going to show other people how to live outside of death. And so when you understand that, then you understand that the calling is bigger than you. The assignment is bigger than you. Ain't nothing you going to do. God going to be like, girl, you going to be like, really, Lord?
Yeah, and like God is all you, God, because I'm dead beat time. God is all you. This is all you,
really,
you
Lord?
know. And I give him the glory, Jabrina, and I'm grateful because, and I'm glad to, and I'm proud to be able to say that God uses me, you know. And everybody can't walk this walk, you know. Everybody can't talk this talk. Everybody can't handle this type of this armor, you know. And so I'm proud to be able to say, you know, that I'm one of the chosen ones. But you know, I just want, I guess in all respect, like, it's like I just need people to understand I'm human, you know. Like, you know,
may make a mistake.
I may make a mistake. You know, I do want to go to sleep sometime. You know, I want to help you. You know, I want to lend a helping hand. I want to do, you know, and it's just like, you know, so me learning how I first had to figure out balance, but then I had to learn boundaries, you know. And so, and when I say the boundaries, it was, I needed that time to grieve for my dad. You know, I needed that time. I needed that break. I needed to walk away. I needed to stay out of the shop. I needed to, you know, stop. I needed that time to just, you know, cry it all out. But I also needed that young lady, those two young ladies to call me to wake me up. Okay, that's enough crying. Get up, let's go. But when people don't understand, you crying, you sad, you hurting, like,
God
yeah,
gave me emotions for a reason.
Yeah,
They
I'm
were part of the
human,
plan.
That was my daddy, and then I had another young lady that will always check on me. She said, Tan, a lot of people in our communities may not be able to relate to you. And I told her, I said the same thing, but I didn't want to be disrespectful. But I know that, a lot of times in our communities, a lot of fathers are absent. So people don't know what it feels like to have a bond. All they know is my mama, and I'm crazy about my mama too. I had both parents in the house, but a lot of people just really didn't relate in my circle, didn't relate to, why I was going through so much pain, but now I know my purpose. I had to go through that. I had to build a testimony to help somebody else. I need to use my voice to help somebody else. I've had like 3 people, actually probably about 4 or 5, say, Tan, your walk is ministry. Until you start doing God's work, you gonna always feel like you just ain't there yet. You're walking. I said, well, God, hey, I don't live right. God, wait a
minute. Listen.
Hey,
I have a conversation with you offline. Listen.
It's me.
Listen. He gonna let you only get but so far
until you
put that hook in that mouth.
Yeah,
bring you right back.
Right back.
Like, dang. And then eventually you're gonna surrender all, and you're gonna be like, because the good thing is that he's looking for a willing vessel. And so he knows that you're willing and you're able. And so the thing is, when it comes to this walk that we're talking about, is that we think we got to be perfect.
Yeah.
To be this person. And God is saying, I don't need a perfect person. I need somebody that's willing to do the purpose for the kingdom. And so when you understand that, he gonna use you. Listen, he don't use me in some of the weirdest places, and I be like, I'm sorry. I know you just had a cocktail, but
all right.
So with that being said, don't worry about trying to be perfect. Just make sure that what you're doing have purpose. And so allow him, because one thing for sure, as the walk begins, and you know this, and so it's all in your background. And so it's like, well, we be saying, not okay, Lord, can I do it when I'm this age?
Yeah.
He said no, because I need you where you are now. Because you are going to touch the women and the men and the people of where you are now. And so as tonight was, you gave your testimony.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So that testimony is ministry. That testimony is building the kingdom, because guess why? You gave credit back to him. And so you're showing people, you said, I did everything, but I realized that I had to turn my prayer up a notch.
I had to turn it up.
Realized that I had to be honest with me, because God already knew what I was doing and what I needed, but I had to let it come out of my mouth to him. So he knew at this moment I meant business. And so because you do that, you doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. Yep,
you
that's
doing what
it.
you're supposed to be doing. Listen, y'all in the chat box with me. My name is Jabrina Speaks. I have 10 billionaire in the chat box. Listen, y'all, we've been on here for almost an hour, strictly on the pain, y'all. And we're so grateful that you are interacting, that you are dialoguing with us, that you are sharing your stories with us, that you're agreeing with us, that you are, commenting. And so we appreciate that. If you know anybody else that have walked this life of pain, whether it was suicide or losing a loved one, especially a parent, a daddy's girl, if you know of them, tag them in this message so they can hear the story of Miss Tan Billionaire. And so, Tan, I'm gonna see if we can merge the progress and the process. I mean, the progress, process, and purpose together, because I know you got to get on the road too. But I'm gonna let God use you the way He uses you.
Yeah. I'm allowing. I got
right. Just go ahead and let what they say. Let them use you. Don't fight it. Don't
I
fight
surrender. I
and
can't fight
so,
no more.
through the pain that you endured, you shared 2 pains with the audience on tonight. How did you progress and process through it? And I know you shared a little bit, in the conversation, but if you can kind of bring it together, how did you progress through this pain? How did you say, you know what, these are the things I got to do to get me to where I'm at now?
Yeah. And realizing my purpose, basically realizing that my people need me. The people that are waiting for me, there are people that are waiting on me. So I had to go through that pain.
Say that again. It's what? Is people what?
My people need me.
They're waiting what? They're waiting on you, right?
They're waiting on me.
Okay, because God has assigned people strictly for Tan.
Yeah.
And if Tan is not in order, Tan people gonna be still sitting there. But
exactly. Yep. So I had to go through that phase, and then I had to wake up. My people need me. It's people waiting on me. It's people waiting to see what I'm gonna do next. It's people wanting me to feed them. Let me wake back up. And so me realizing that from just those few phone calls, Jabrina, it made me say, Tam, put your big girl drawers on and let's get back to work. Let's get back to who you are. Let's get back to picking up the phone and calling those people and making sure they are okay. Let's get back to being Tan Billionaire and what you said you wanted to be able to do for the people, and so that was my drive. It was, I had people calling me about, tight ends. Tan, you always help me figure out a way to generate a stream of income. I need help. I can't help you right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's out there, or Tan, I need some coaching and mentoring. I want to start my business. What do I do first? I don't know, because I ain't running mine. It was me turning people away, but I know for my niche and my industry, it was people that needed me. People texting me, Jabrina, I wasn't responding. Calling me, I wasn't calling them back. But it took me to go through that to realize, Tan, these people waiting on you. They depending on you. Like, get your butt up and do what you're supposed to do. And Jabrina, when I tell you, that's more rewarding than anything. Being able to help somebody. It ain't about me making $1. It ain't about me, getting no thank you and no pray. It when somebody say, Tan, thank you so much for helping me. Tan, I needed that. You see, I broke down when that girl said just that little statement. That's more rewarding.
It's the humbling. That's all it takes.
That's it. That's more rewarding to me than anything, Jabrina, because it's like, even when I'm on my career, when I make progress with a teacher, or when I make progress with some students, that's more rewarding than me than the paycheck to be, girl, you did that, And so I gotta walk my walk and I gotta talk my talk, because Tan Billionaire stemmed from, I'm finna get out here, and I ain't no mean girl. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna help these ladies and these gentlemen and help them. I'm gonna build a Rolodex. I'm gonna go through the mud so I can help my people. So if that was my purpose, then I gotta walk it, Wow. And so now Tan Billionaire is back, baby. I'm back, I'm back ready to walk the walk and talk the talk and do what I said that I was supposed to do, and walk and walk into that ministry,
Amen.
So definitely, Jabrina, I had to go through those stumbling, those hiccups, because I know when I was, building my platform and out here, grinding and doing all these different things, I really didn't have a real serious, because you always got a testimony, but I didn't have when people were talking about all these, tough childhoods, or all these, painful situations that they've dealt with. I never really had something so distraught to talk about. But baby, okay, now it was my turn, to experience it, and then I had to experience it back to back. It was like, now I know I can talk with posture. I know I can talk with purpose. I know I can help somebody because I've been there. I've experienced it, and I always say that God always lead me to say the right things, whether I experience it or not. But baby, I done experienced it now. I done lost all my money and been debt broken, bank account being in the negative. I lost my dad and somebody that I was very close to. I felt
Wow.
like I wanted to commit suicide.
No.
I felt like I had lost everything and lost everybody. So I've been there. Tan,
Wow.
been there, been there. So I'm feeling really good about where I am right now. Hey, listen, I'm finna get some of this weight off of me, girl. I'm going to get my hair done, Jabri. I'm going to
Listen,
Orlando.
sis, you are
Listen,
still funny.
I'm
You
coming
still
back.
fabulous. You still fabulous. Listen, somebody wrote, I knew you was a real one when I stumbled across your IG page because you in the business of helping people.
Yes.
And so this, if again, if you needed any other clarity on tonight, if you question anything these last few days, these last few weeks, tonight was a reminder that you got to keep going because God has you on his mind, because there are people, like you said, that were waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Girl draws on and
yeah.
get the game.
Yeah.
And again, it is such a blessing when we go through those moments and God don't let us die in our phone. And not a physical death, but just like a spiritual death or financial, like we didn't die in that. Like we might have been in the hospital,
right?
We might have needed some
a little bit of CPR here and there,
right?
Yeah.
we might have cold blew a few times,
yeah.
But we didn't die in that place.
Yes, Lord.
Of funk, of depression, of anxiety, of those things that we see unfortunately have taken people out. It's not our family story. And so it's always a blessing to know when you sit back and you tell your story and you understand, like, but that could have been me on the other side, but it ain't. So I just sit back when I hear these stories. I'm just grateful. I'm like, God, you was talking. I'm like, God, I'm so glad she didn't jump. Like, God, I'm so glad. I'm so glad because everybody's story is not that. And so it's a blessing to know that. So Tan, if you had to wrap up tonight, say that somebody just got on. And so if you just got on, listen, y'all gonna have to hit the repeat button, because I promise y'all missed a treat on tonight, but she gonna give y'all one little nugget that's gonna help y'all a little bit about what she talked about. And so tonight she talked about her pain, suicide, and the death of her father, and then she talked about the progress and process through it. And the one main thing that she said was that prayer changed all things. And so if you gonna reach out to her, understand that she gonna talk about how God saved her life.
I'm all for you, God.
It ain't even it's not even a disclaimer. It is what it is. Like, I don't have to tell y'all this, but I'm gonna tell y'all this just in case y'all want to reach out to her. And so she talked about how it all worked together for her purpose, how that pain allowed her to help people, how that pain pushed her to where she is now. And so tonight, Tan, if you could wrap up everything that you said, or even if you had one more thing that you wanted to leave with the audience, is that last nugget, what would it be?
Please, do not let where you are right now determine your future or who you are. Do not let what you're going through now determine who you are or your future.
That's
because
good.
It can change in a split second.
Jesus.
Do not let it make you.
Somebody say suddenly.
Suddenly. That's right.
Because see, the wind blew suddenly. The trees began to sway back and forth suddenly. And so if you understand what suddenly means, that means that it can happen at the blink of an eye.
At the blink of an eye. Don't let it determine. Don't let it. Please don't. Don't let it define who you are.
Suddenly. Don't let it define who you are, because suddenly your life can change.
It can change.
Suddenly, after this testimony you heard, you can get the phone call you need.
Exactly.
So some of y'all may not have to wait until tomorrow or wait until next week, but suddenly you get what you need. And so she said, don't let where you are now determine where you're going to determine your future, because suddenly it can change.
It can change.
So if you believe that, suddenly.
That's right. That's right.
Suddenly.
I can't pay my light bill this month, but next month I might be able to pay yours, and yours. You understand? My marriage going through trouble right now today. But next month, my husband gonna take me to Hawaii and wine and dine me and love me. You understand? My job giving me problems today. But tomorrow, my boss might come in there, a totally different person, and offer me a promotion. Listen, it can change. Don't let it define who you are. You can do something about it. You can do something about it. Walk in your purpose, people, please. Because that's what I was about to do. I was about to become exactly who I thought I was falling into. But no, I didn't. That's right.
Woo, suddenly, y'all, listen, suddenly they wind gonna blow and them trees gonna do like this.
Yes, goodness.
Suddenly. Listen, y'all, we're super excited. I'm super excited to have Miss Tan Billionaire in the chat box with me. My name is Jabrina Speaks. We're in the chat box every first and third Thursdays at exactly 7:30 p.m. Yeah, first and third Thursdays. Y'all never know, because let me tell y'all something. This is why you have to stay on assignment, because I've been doing this since January. First and third Thursdays for the last 11 months. And so if I am not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you wouldn't hear her story on tonight. And so this is why it's so important that we complete the assignments God give us. Because if I would have stopped early, prematurely, you wouldn't have heard Tan's story on tonight. And so it all works together, because we all have to work together. We all have to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And so every first and third Thursdays at exactly 7:30 p.m., we're right here in the chat box with the new guest. Tan, because I know some people want to connect with you. I'm sure somebody already Googled Tan Billionaire somewhere. I'm sure while we on this live.
That's all right.
Tell people how they can connect with you.
Hey, it's very self-explanatory, guys. I'm very easy to find. On Facebook, I am Tan Billionaire, Tan Bill. Tan Bill, TANBILL. And on Instagram, Tan Billionaire, Tan_Billionaire. So I'm very easy to find. All you got to do is look for blue and white. Look for blue and white, because that's my color. So,
listen, she gonna drop a blue heart up under your step, right up under your status, honey. I know that blue heart. Boo, boo. That's my girl Tan. Tan, question. So I know that, and I don't know if this. I saw you post about a little bit less than a month ago about a new business adventure that you're doing. Can you or will you share tonight if you want to share a little bit about what it is that you're doing, or if you can, how does that work?
Absolutely. So, Jabrina, I have done research. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm going to sum this up in about 3 minutes, right? Less than 3 minutes. When I did my research, I found that real estate, starting your own business and affiliate marketing is one of it's the top 3 ways to change your financial story, become a millionaire or better, a multi-millionaire. And so when I looked at it, real estate, of course you probably got to have a couple dollars, so everybody ain't got it, to really invest in real estate like that. Starting your own business, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And then when I looked at the affiliate market, because I have my own business, when I looked at affiliate marketing, it made a lot of sense. And that's going back to my people needing me. And so I was presented with an affiliate marketing opportunity where people are able to offer wellness products to individuals using their own business, combine it with your own business, or offer it to individuals, or gluten-free, all natural products to individuals, whether you want to retail it or you want to allow them to go on the website. And it's extremely, extremely, extremely lucrative. And so my goal right now, Jabrina, is to supplement at least 50 help 50 families supplement their income by Christmas. So if people are out there like, I don't know what to do, I need some extra money, I can't find a part-time job, I want to be a businesswoman, I want to be a career woman, I want to do something part-time, affiliate marketing is the way to go. Whether you go do it, what I'm doing, research it. Affiliate marketing can change your life. So basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm allowing people the opportunity to build their own business with this affiliate marketing opportunity, and I'm helping them change their lives. I mean, hey, I've had so many people. I just started this opportunity October 1st, and we have done numbers, because once I talk to them and explain to them how rewarding it is, they like, oh yeah, let me jump on this and do what I need to do. So my goal is to help 50 families supplement their income by December, whether it be significantly or just a supplement by a couple $1,000s a month, whatever I can do to help them. That is my ultimate goal. So it's not about me again. When I pour into my people, I win by default, So that's basically my goal right now, is to help just that 50, at least 50 families. And right now, Jabrina, I'm at 36, girl.
You ain't listen, and that's what Tan the Billionaire does. That's what she
right.
does. Listen, I appreciate you so much for being in the chat box with me on tonight. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Too, girl.
I love you. I listen. I was thinking about it. Like, this month will be a year that I did the girls' night out, that we had a good time in Miami.
It was. It has been. Oh my goodness.
This month makes a year. This month makes a year. And so I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for our connection, because I'll text you in a minute like, hey, just checking on you, girl, what's going on? Right. And so I'm blessed, and I'm so proud of you to see that you're back up and that you're back moving and that you're doing what God has called you to do in this season. I definitely, suddenly I'm blessed. Thank you. Keith said, suddenly I'm blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith.
and so tonight, again, I just want to thank you. Listen, y'all make sure y'all connect with Miss Tan, but I'm gonna say the Billionaire, Tan Billionaire. Make sure y'all connect with her. She is on all social media platforms, and so, like she said, if y'all see that blue and white logo, y'all know y'all found the right person. Right. Tan, do you still do the other stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, listen.
I still got it all going on, girl. Yep. Okay,
so to the ladies that want to get their bodies, the little what is
body contouring.
That right there. Yeah.
Yes.
It look good. So she can contour that body. She can do all the little stuff. You want the little butt thing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
She got you. So make sure you connect with her. She is a serial entrepreneur.
Definitely.
And so we want to make sure that you connect with her. Listen, guys, Tan, I know you have to go because I know you have to get on the road. And so we pray traveling grace and mercy for you, that you will get to your destination safe and that you will come back safely. And I love you. If you don't have anything else to say, you can get off, because I'm about to do a drawing. I'm about to do a quick drawing, or you can stay on. It's up to you. I'm about to do a quick drawing because we have, every month to the end of the year. So, we have one more month. But on our She Connects Inc. page, I am doing free advertisement on our She Connects Inc. website for any business that will be willing to donate a gift. And so I did have a few gifts left over for October that I needed to do a drawing for. And then we have our businesses already listed for November. And so if we have anybody that has a business, if you go on our website on www.sheconnectsinc and go to my business is your business page, you will see it. And the reason that is because we want to speak your business for you. And so we want to make sure that when you're not in the building, we can say, like I do 10, oh, y'all want to get y'all, oh, okay, I got somebody to call. Hold on one second. And so we want to make sure that we're speaking your business for you. And so that's what sisters do. And so the God has given me that vision. And so for the month of November, we're doing a Friendsgiving. And so we're donating, we're not even donating, these businesses have donated gifts. And as a thank you, I've added them for 30 days on She Connects Inc. website. And so we have people from Canada, we have people from all over the world, New York. I've seen so many places. I'm like, wow, I know y'all was looking at us like that. And so it's an opportunity for you to get your business out there for 30 days. If you don't have a website, but you wanted somebody to know who you are, make sure you inbox us or send us an email at info@sheconnectsinc.com. And so also we're doing a mixer, bosses, brands, and businesses.
Yeah.
This month, November 15th. And so what I need you to understand is that you don't have to have a business to come, connect, and network. But if you understand the importance of connecting with a business, then you need to be in the building, because you don't know who you're going to meet and how they'll help you later. And so I believe I sent Tan a message. I'm hoping she's in the building. I don't know what her schedule looks like, but I'm hoping you'll be able to come. And
I think I will be. I think I'm
available. And so if you have questions about the business she was just mentioning, that would be, you could talk to her face to face. And if you just want to meet her, take a picture with her, y'all could y'all could come and y'all could meet her. And so I'm going to do a drawing. I have 2 gifts. One from Royal Bees Boutique.
Hey, that's my girl.
Yes, Erica. And the other one is from Patty Moselle Boutique.
Okay.
Right, that's our girl. So I am going to raffle off 2 gifts. And so I'm going to share my screen, girl. I did this for the first time the other day, and I was like, can y'all hear me, girl? It was so funny. And so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to try to do it again. And then we're going to get off, y'all. But I wanted to make sure I do this. And so the people that are in the drawing now are people that have liked our new She Connects Inc. page. And so we have a private group, and now we have a public page. And so even if you're not in the private group, which you can be, if you go look up She Connects Inc. on Facebook, it's there and you will see it. And so we're going to do a real quick raffle for these people that have liked. So I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to go here. And so I'm hoping this is the shared screen. And so these people have liked our page by 7:00 on tonight. And so we're going to do just a quick raffle. And again, the first person will get the gift for Patty Moselle Boutique. And so I am going to do this really quick. And so, Melissa, you are the winner for Patty Moselle Boutique gift. I'll make sure I reach out to you, and then I'm going to remove you, and I'm going to do the next one is for Royal Bees Boutique, and I have a bag from her. And Diane, you are the winner for a Royal Bees Boutique gift. And so I wanted to just do that really quick. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And so I just wanted to come on, and I wanted to do that because I'm a woman of my word. And so I wanted to make sure I gift those gifts out on tonight. And so I'll be reaching out to you ladies. And so those businesses gave us those gifts for October, but we could not get them all out. God had blessed me with overflow of gifts. And so I wanted to make sure that I give those gifts out. Big shout out to Makeup by Quanda. What your gift is going to Leoma. She has won your gift. And so we want to make sure I won makes me believe that that's Diane watching or Melissa. I don't know who it is watching, but yes, you won. I'll see shortly who that is. And so again, if you have a business and you would like to donate a gift, for December, we are taking gifts, and so your business will be added to our business page on our She Connects website for free. You can give us your link, and they can click your link and go from our page and go right to your page. And so that's what it's all about, is making sure we support our sisters in any way possible, because I want to make sure that I am speaking your business even when you're not in the room. I want to make sure that I tell somebody about your business. And so that's what it's all about. Tan, mwah, I love you, girl.
Back at you, girl.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Listen, thank you to everybody that stayed on, that watched, that interacted with Royal Bees Wellness. Absolutely, Royal Bees Wellness. Just make sure that you know that we love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And if you need anybody to talk to, definitely reach out to us. Reach out to Tan. Y'all heard her story on tonight. I promise y'all. Listen, the more y'all reach out to her, the more she gonna be working that calling, y'all. The more she the more she gonna have to work that calling, the calling God gave her.
Yeah.
Reach out to her, inbox her, let her know, and let her know if you enjoyed on tonight. Make sure you comment. Let her know how her story touched you on tonight, because it's a blessing when we can encourage each other. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all again. All I can see is Facebook user right now, and so I'm sorry, but great show, ladies. Very enlightening. You guys, thank you. We appreciate y'all for joining us on tonight. Have a safe weekend. We love you. And I look forward to seeing you back the third Thursday of this month. Royal Bees Boutique will be my guest, and so Erica will be my guest. So I know that's going to be a great show.
All right, I know
that's going to be a great show. So yes, have a good night, guys. We love you. Mwah.
Good night.